What's shaking, bacon? Today we're diving deep into something that could genuinely change how you work at your computer. The Razer ProClick V2 Vertical Edition. Now I know what you're thinking, another mouse review, but stick with me because this isn't just another mouse review. This is Razer's ambitious attempt to merge cutting-edge ergonomics with AI-powered productivity, and the results are, well, let's just say it's complicated in the best possible way. Whether you're a productivity powerhouse spending 8+ hours at your desk, someone dealing with wrist strain, or just curious about where computer peripherals are heading in 2025, we'll cover everything. The unique vertical design, the gaming performance, productivity features, and the interesting AI integration. And of course, whether that $120 price tag is really worth it. Let's start with what immediately catches your eye, that distinctive vertical shape. The ProClick V2 features a 71-degree tilt angle, and Razer calls this the natural handshake grip. The idea here is brilliant. Instead of forcing your wrist into an unnatural flat position, you're essentially shaking hands with your mouse. It's biomechanically sound and feels surprisingly intuitive once you get past the initial, wait, this is kind of weird moment. The build quality is exactly what you'd expect from Razer. Solid, premium, and thoughtfully constructed. You've got interesting mix of textures, a rubber knurled surface on the thumb rest that provides excellent grip, and a soft matte coating on the main body that feels fantastic under your palm. At 150 grams, it's definitely on the heavier side, but here's the fascinating thing. The vertical grip distribution makes the weight feel a lot lighter than a traditional mouse of the same weight. Now I want to be honest about comfort, because this varies significantly from person to person. The vertical design is genuinely comfortable for extended use. Your wrist stays in a natural, neutral position, and that constant strain you might not realize that you've had with traditional mice just disappears. However, there's a small lip on the bottom that can force your pinky into an awkward position. It's not a deal breaker for most people, but it's worth noting if you have larger hand or a specific grip preference. What I love about this design philosophy is that Razer isn't just following the trends. They're genuinely trying to solve a real problem, specifically in gaming mice. RSI and carpal tunnel syndrome are serious issues for anyone who spends a significant amount of time at a computer. And preventative ergonomics like this can make a real difference in your long-term comfort and health. I was diagnosed with carpal tunnel a few years back and made the change over to a vertical mouse. As someone who daily drives a Logitech MX vertical mouse at my 9 to 5, I can attest how life-changing a vertical mouse can be. It's mind-blowing. Made life so much better. So it's absolutely insane. Now let's talk about what's under the hood, because Razer hasn't skimped on the technical specifications. You're getting their Focus Pro 30K optical sensor. That's the same high-end sensor found in their dedicated gaming mice. We're talking about 30,000 DPI, which is frankly overkill for most applications, but it's nice to know that the precision is there when you need it. The polling rate hits 1,000 Hz, meaning your computer receives positions updates 1,000 times per second. In technical terms, that's spectacular responsiveness that rivals dedicated gaming mice. So on paper, this thing should be a beast at gaming, right? Well, here's where things get interesting. I want to be completely transparent with you. While the components are top tier, the reality of gaming with the vertical mouse is challenging. I tested this across several genres: first-person shooters, strategy games, casual gaming, and the results were really mixed. For fast-paced games like Counter-Strike or Call of Duty, the learning curve was steep. Your muscle memory is completely reset, and those quick flick shots that feel natural with traditional mice require significant retraining. I would not recommend using this bad boy with a high-speed glass mouse pad like I have. But here's the thing, I actually prefer this for strategy games or slower paced titles where precision trumps speed. It really was quite comfortable to use for long periods of time. My take, if you're a competitive gamer, this probably isn't your primary gaming mouse. But if you're someone who games casually and prioritizes comfort for productivity work, it could be an interesting option. The key is managing expectations and understanding what you're optimizing for. This is really where the ProClick V2 is designed to shine, and in many ways it absolutely delivers. The multi-device connectivity is fantastic. You can connect up to 5 different devices simultaneously and switch between them seamlessly. Whether you're jumping between your laptop, your desktop, your tablet, or even your phone, the transition is smooth and reliable. Battery life is exceptional. At up to 6 months on a single charge, that's the kind of set it and forget it performance that productivity users absolutely love. No more anxiety about your mouse dying in the middle of your important presentation or a deadline crunch. Personally, I haven't charged mine since May when I first got it, and I'm at 39%. It's awesome. I love not having to worry about that. The Razer Synapse software really shines here. You can remap every single button, create application-specific profiles, and fine-tune everything from DPI stages to polling rates. The app-specific profiles are particularly clever. Your mouse can automatically switch button layouts when you open up Photoshop versus Excel versus your web browser. It's that kind of smart automation that saves small amounts of time that add up to significant productivity gains. However, and this is a significant however, there are some notable omissions that frankly surprise me. The scroll wheel lacks left-right tilt clicks functionality, which is pretty standard for productivity-focused mice. There's no infinity scroll wheel for rapidly navigating documents, something that's incredibly useful when you're working with lengthy reports and large PDFs. Absolutely something I love on the MX vertical mouse. Most puzzling is the absence of a side scroll wheel. Given that this is a vertical mouse designed for productivity, a vertical scroll wheel on the side seems like such an obvious feature that it's an omission that feels like missed opportunity. These aren't deal breakers, but they're definitely features that competing mice offer at a similar or lower price points. Despite these limitations, the core productivity experience is solid. The ergonomic benefits during long work sessions are real, and the customization options through the Synapse apps gives you plenty of flexibility to optimize your V2 vertical. Now we get to the feature that Razer is really pushing, the AI Prompt Master button. This dedicated button on top of the mouse is designed to give you an instant access to AI tools like Microsoft Copilot or ChatGPT through the Razer Synapse software. The concept's actually pretty clever. Hold down the button and you get Razer branded interface that can summarize selected text, generate code snippets, or draft emails, or even help with various writing tasks. For someone who regularly uses AI tools in their workflow, having dedicated hardware access could be genuinely useful. However, let's be realistic about what this actually is. It's essentially a sophisticated macro that launches existing AI services. You still need to be logged into your ChatGPT or your Microsoft account, and you're still bound by their usage limits and capabilities. The Razer integration doesn't add any unique AI functionality, it just makes it more convenient, I guess? Is this useful? For some users, absolutely. If you're constantly jumping between applications to access AI tools, having a dedicated hardware button could streamline your workflow, but it's important to understand that this isn't a revolutionary AI integration. It's just convenient access to existing tools. What's somewhat frustrating is that this AI focus seems to have come at the expense of more traditional productivity features. Some users have expressed that they'd rather have a better scroll wheel than an AI button, and I can completely understand that perspective. Heck, I even agree with it. It feels like Razer prioritized a flashy marketable feature over fundamental usability improvements. That said, I appreciate that Razer is thinking about where computing is heading. AI integration in the hardware is still in its infancy, and someone needs to experiment with different approaches. The execution here is functional, even if it's not groundbreaking. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, that $120 price tag. In the world of computer mice, that puts the ProClick V2 firmly in premium territory, competing with high-end gaming mice and specialized productivity peripherals. Is it worth it? That depends entirely on what you value. The build quality is excellent, the ergonomic benefits are real for many users, including myself, and the multi-device connectivity is top-notch. If you're someone who spends 8+ hours a day at a computer and is starting to experience wrist strain, the health benefits alone could justify the cost. However, When you compare features with other productivity mice in that price range, the value propositions become more questionable. Mice like the Logitech MX Master series offer more comprehensive scroll wheel functionality, similar battery life, and a comparable build quality at similar or lower prices. The AI integration is either a value add or a marketing fluff, depending on your perspective and usage patterns. If you're someone who regularly uses AI tools and would benefit from quick hardware access, it adds value. If you never use AI assistants, you're essentially paying for an extra feature that you won't ever use. My recommendation? If ergonomics is your primary concern and you're specifically looking for a vertical mouse with premium build quality, the ProClick V2 is worth considering, despite its limitations. If you're looking for the most feature-complete productivity mouse at this price point, you might want to explore other options. So where does this leave us with the Razer ProClick V2 Vertical Edition? It's a fascinating product that gets some things really right and stumbles on others. The ergonomic design is genuinely beneficial for many users, the build quality is excellent, and the AI integration, while not revolutionary, is thoughtfully implemented. The missing productivity features are disappointing, especially given the price point, but they're not necessarily a deal breaker, depending on your specific needs and workflow. Here's my bottom line. If you're specifically looking for an ergonomic vertical mouse, and the AI features appeal to you, and you don't want to have a dedicated gaming mouse and a dedicated productivity mouse, the ProClick V2 is a solid choice despite its premium pricing. If you're looking for the most comprehensive productivity mouse experience or a high-end gaming experience, you might want to consider alternatives. What do you think? Are you intrigued by vertical mice, or do you prefer sticking with traditional designs? Let me know in the comments down below, and if you found this review helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe for more in-depth tech reviews. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.